Another bloody report about the invasion of 44,000 via our southern border, which I have been describing on this show for over a year as a national emergency that could finish off the Conservative Party for a generation. I get it. Your response is probably the same as mine. Stop pontificating and start taking action. But today's proposals from the Centre for Policy Studies by Theresa May's former Downing Street Chief of Staff Nick Timothy are a significant hint that this Tory government might finally be starting to understand that only dramatic action has any hope of tampering this clear and present danger before the next election. The report has been at least partially endorsed by the Home Secretary Suella Braverman, a decision believed to have been approved by the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who is so far naively relying on Emmanuel Macron and France to solve this crisis for him. So the key suggestions are for entire nationalities to be banned from using the Modern Slavery Act to stay in Britain when there is proof the law is being unscrupulously abused. Currently, there is an abundance of evidence that such abuse is being used by Albanians to stay in the UK in perpetuity, housed in four-star hotels, by the way, paid for by you and me, while their claims are held up in the system. As the report states, while this has been happening on a small scale for years, it has now become standard advice to illegal immigrants from Albania to claim to be the victims of trafficking. Indeed, modern slavery legislation has become the first line of defence for many illegal immigrants, with the ECHR, European Convention on Human Rights, as their fallback position. As a result, the report also agrees we must leave the ECHR to allow the detention of and processing of asylum claims to take place offshore. Another policy I have been advocating on this show for many months. Indeed, the report suggests the government should be doing more Rwanda-style deals with other countries and adds critically, for those coming to the country illegally and for those travelling from safe countries, we recommend new laws preventing migrants from ever settling in Britain. And according to the Times newspaper tonight, Suella is planning just that. They say she's in the process of drawing up legislation to make it easier to reject and remove asylum seekers from Albania by using a government whitelist of safe countries. Existing legislation states that a Home Office official must make a decision as to whether each claim relating to the asylum seeker from a safe country is, quote, clearly unfounded. However, under this proposed change, claims would be automatically refused without the need for an official. Now, of course, we know that Superwoman Suella believes we need to leave the ECHR too in order to stop the boat. She said as much during her campaign to become Tory leader this summer before accepting the job as Home Secretary under both Truss and then Sunak.
Seen firsthand that we can't fix the problem of illegal migration because of human rights claims and because of an interventionist, politicised foreign court in Strasbourg, which is intervening to thwart our domestic policies, as we saw last month on the Rwanda flight. And I'm afraid the only solution to this problem, and if we want to be honest with the British people, on delivering on Brexit, on taking back control over our borders, is that we do now need to leave the European Convention of Human Rights. I've pledged that, and I challenge all my fellow candidates to make that similar pledge.
Suella knows the solution. This report by Nick Timothy knows the solution. Now it's up to the Prime Minister, Sunak, to show he has the balls not just to talk the talk, but to walk the walk to hell with what his globalist mates think. Because the idea that his government will be re-elected while allowing tens of thousands to stream into the UK illegally each year and then be unable to be sent back to their safe country, costing us £2 billion annually, is fanciful.